Aditi?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start. Let me know.
You're
What I
good.
did? Yeah.
Perfect. Started? Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Tanisha Mathani. Welcome to from ESL. We have amongst us Neha Chaurasia, who is Ria.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Ria, and with your permission, we'll start with the interview. So, the very first question we have for you is what inspired you to have a career based out of psychology?
Okay, I think I was really inspired by the counselor that I had in my school. I always found her to be very different compared to other teachers. I'm talking as a 13-year-old, 13, 14-year-old, you can say, when I was in ninth standard. So for me, they were all teachers, and I thought this one particular teacher is really very different compared to other teachers. So that's how I went about, knowing more about her, who is she, what she has done, and she educated me what she has done, and how can I also become a psychologist. I think that's when the journey of becoming a counselor started.
Ma'am, that's amazing to hear. Also, what is Unknot Your Mind all about? Please tell us.
Okay, so also to add to the last question that you had asked, when she was educating me about how how I can pursue my career as a psychologist, I also went about knowing about mental health. Okay, so now as a 15-year-old, this was a term that I never heard. I'm talking about almost 10 years back. Okay, so it kind of grabbed my attention because health means always physical health as a 15-year-old. Nobody spoke about mental health back then. It is still being spoken about in school nowadays, but back then nobody was talking about this. So I think that also, catched a lot of attention of mine and inspired me to be a counselor in this field. And for your second question, Unknot Your Mind, as I told you, mental health, nobody spoke about this. So what I'm trying to do is, I might not be able to reach a lot of people, mass, but whatever I can do, I'm trying my best. So whenever I talk about my private practice, I don't tell them that I am talking, I'm taking private sessions, come for counseling, come for therapy. No, what I'm trying to do is whenever I talk about Unknot Your Mind, I tell them about mental health. What is mental health? Why it is important? And how it helps for your complete well-being, you know, which many people still don't know about. So my motto over here is to first educate people on what mental health is. And I have been volunteering for a few NGOs where so I was volunteering in a school. There also I was my major focus was on making people aware on mental health. During lockdown, I volunteered for a couple of workshops where again I was spreading awareness on mental health. So yeah, I am doing a private practice, but my main motto is to destigmatize mental health so people are more fine to approach a therapist when they really need one. So
Okay,
yeah,
ma'am. So
that's
it's
all.
impressive. Like you're right there when people need you. Like that's so great and helpful to everyone who's within your surroundings. So, ma'am, what made you so certain about establishing your own startup? Why were you so sure that you want to do this?
Um,
And it's a
I think
start, ma'am. So we'd love to contribute.
I'm sorry, Tanisha, I couldn't hear you. Do you mind repeating?
I'm saying that it's a tricky path. So we'd love to know your mindset about it.
I am very sorry. Your voice is cutting a lot. Like
Yes,
your voice
Tanisha,
is breaking a lot.
you're lagging.
You
Ma'am,
Ma'am, you
Do
go
you want
ahead.
me
it's
to
okay, you
mute
can ask the
myself?
question.
Do you want me to mute myself?
No, no, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Ria, if you heard her question, please let me know. I really couldn't hear anything that she said.
No, ma'am, you can go ahead. I guess she's lagged now. She'll join again.
Okay, okay.
Please continue.
Okay. Can you please repeat your question? I forgot almost. What was your question?
So sorry about that, ma'am. So I was asking you what made you so certain about, starting your own startup? Why were you so sure
Okay.
this is what you want to do?
hmm Okay. I think two things. First, as I told you, it was my personal motto to spread awareness on mental health. Even before I tell people, you should come for therapy. People will not come for therapy unless they know the importance of mental health. Okay, so I think one was that. Second, I think every therapist have that thing in mind that someday they want to open up their own clinic and they want to practice on their own. Yes, you can work in a field, but like in IT, every second third company you'll see there's a startup, there is a company, and there are like hell lot of options available in the market for IT business, okay, or for any other business for that matter. But for mental health, it is still an upcoming field, and there are not many options available. Okay, uh, I think I'll be reachable to a little less amount of people if I am working. Uh, but when I am in my private practice, I'll be reachable to even more people directly. So I think that was also one of the goals.
Correct, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible now?
Yes, you are,
Perfect.
Tanisha.
Yes, ma'am. What different strategies did you use when you first decided to start your own venture? And are you satisfied with how much you've accomplished this far?
Okay. First question: what strategies? Can you give me some clarity regarding what you are looking for? Like how I started my and
Yes, how you started the first few steps that you took, the strategies that
okay.
maybe
Yeah.
train customers.
So it I think I started it during lockdown, and by God's grace, lockdown was really very bad, but also it was a blessing to some people in some kind because uh, having a clinic earlier, it was only like if you have a clinic, you have a private practice. Okay, and as a fresher, you can say I was a fresher back in 2020. Uh, Having a clinic of your own may not be possible. Okay, but during lockdown, I started it online. And how did I start it? Uh, I had a lot of time, as many people had during lockdown. I made a page first. I made a page thinking that I'll post a few things on mental health and spread awareness again, as I had that motto, like I had that vision in my mind to destigmatize therapy. And that's how I named it Unknot Your Mind. Like that was a page name, my Instagram page name. So I started receiving a few messages. My friends got aware, okay, she's running a page to destigmatize, and some people started approaching me, okay, are you taking private sessions? So I had to be very honest with them. Ki, yes, I would be interested, but I'm not taking offline. One, because of COVID, and two, I don't even have a place. Okay, so I was very genuine. And I think it was one of my friends who was like, this client is anyway not in Mumbai, but she is in urgent need of a session to talk to a counselor. Would you be interested to take an online session? I was like, why not if the client is comfortable? So I think that's how it started. I took that first client ever in my life. And then uh, she was with me for like 1 month or 1.5 months, and she referred a few people to me. So again, it was like multiplied into numbers. My clients multiplied. So that's how I started with. So it was not like, hey, I want to have a clinic of my own. I need to have a place, a recliner sofa, a window of this kind. The way it is taught to us, like an ideal setup of therapy clinic, there was nothing in my hand. Okay, but anyhow started, and I started enjoying my work. So I think yes, there was no particular strategy that I used, uh, but yes, this is how it happened. And the second part of your question was,
Ma'am, are you
uh,
satisfied with how much you've accomplished this far, or
yes,
yes?
yes,
Right.
definitely. I think I included that in my first half of the answer. So
Correct.
yes, earlier when I just completed my master, I think I was very worried how am I going to start a private, this thing. But like 8 9 months later, lockdown happened and things started falling into place. Like my goal was to start a private, private work, private therapy sessions or whatever you can call it, with or without clinic, and it started. So I think I'm really happy with what I have achieved. And clients are staying and they are referring people. So yes, definitely that's like a plus point to your work. So that makes me
Totally.
happy.
It's really
Yes, it
yes,
completes, I
ma'am.
feel.
Totally,
And
ma'am.
in
They say
future,
right. Yes, ma'am. They say that good things come slowly and they come very truly. So your story is something like that. So, ma'am, next question we have for you is what was the most challenging task you faced when accomplishing this startup? So, what was the most challenging part for you?
And how did you deal with
uh,
it?
yes. Uh, So I think because it is online, it is internet of course becomes a problem sometimes, but that is something not in my hand. So for that, yes, what I do is I give my clients option if the internet is really bad on either of the side, the sessions are rescheduled or they are given some another option like audio call or through chats or whatever it is. But yes, those sessions are then you can say reimbursed for next time if it is a genuine internet problem. So that is one. And second, I think there are a few times when you find some challenging clients. So yeah, I have dealt with
Yes,
those
ma'am.
also.
Ma'am, what are your future plans for this establishment? What are you looking at? The ideas that you've thought about to expand further?
Okay. So yes, now COVID period is getting over, so I am looking for a place where I can really now set up a clinic. And I'm still searching for a place. So I have like just started. So yes, I plan to have a clinic in real so that I can take offline sessions as well. Because again, that will increase more scope. People who are comfortable with online can of course continue with online, and I should have an offline session option too. So that is the main goal that I'm looking forward to, and I hope I achieve and find a good place that is suitable to all my requirements. Uh, yes, and second is I'm looking forward to soon start with workshops. Uh, those small workshops where we not a complete therapy but a part of therapy is done for some people and it may help them. So such kind of group sessions, group workshops I'm looking forward to deal with in future,
Ma'am, we
and
hope you're
maybe also in business era. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ma'am, we hope you're already in your clinic by the next month. Wish you luck.
I hope
Yes,
so. I
ma'am.
hope
I
so.
am
Thank
sure the
you.
clinic will do wonders. It will do wonders. So now the next question we have for you is being an alumni of KC College, as we know, how has KC College helped you to achieve what you are today? Like how did it expand it?
Hmm. Okay, so I was in KC for 5 years, so I can say that वो रग रग में KC का खून भरा है type person I am. It has given me not just good memories, but it has taught me a lot of things. I was somebody who was working even when I was in college, uh, which sometimes used to make very difficult for me to cope up with studies also and work also. But the faculties, the teachers, touchwood that I had were really amazing. They were very understanding regarding my situations. They were ready to, teach me things that I would miss during my lectures sometimes, not always. I was also very, like, because they were so concerned about me, I also made sure that I am not taking advantage of them and taking extra classes every time I'm missing something. So, yeah, they have not just taught us about the subjects that we were studying. Thanks to our faculty, they have also taught us about our life. They have given genuine um, visions that we can have, the practical challenges that a person may face during practice, what life is beyond college, beyond books, beyond just, a life partner, family, beyond yourself. Especially Veena ma'am, I will say. She has been a mentor not just during those uh, 2-3 years of degree, but also after that. She has never stopped guiding me. Even today, if I have some problem, even at night 12 o'clock, she will be there to respond to me. So yeah, major
That's
credit goes to Veena ma'am.
wow, that's amazing, ma'am. That's so great that you're still in touch with KC College teachers and they're actually helping you grow even now.
Yes,
And it
yes,
really
it's
inspires us
been
to attend more lectures and build that rapport.
It's been 5 years,
Definitely,
and
ma'am.
even when I'm walking down in, on the gallery, the teachers who taught me, I'm not talking about new teachers because they don't know me, I don't know them. That's okay. But the teachers who taught us, they still remember me and they still know how I was during classes as a student, as a backbencher. They know everything, but they still welcome me as if I'm still their student. So I think that's amazing.
Wow,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
I guess
That's so great
that
to
is
hear.
the I guess that is the specialty of KC College. The faculty and all the teachers are so friendly towards us that we feel like it's homely place to us. That's why KC becomes so special,
Yes,
in our heart.
definitely. You can just walk anytime you want. It just feels
Yeah,
like that. But
exactly.
yes, of course you cannot.
Certainly.
Next question for you is: are there any causes you feel strongly about?
I'm
Do
sorry,
you like?
Tanisha.
Are there any causes you feel strongly about regarding Unknot Your Mind? Do you wanna, stigmatize, like destigmatize them? Any causes that you really can think of and that you wanna change the perspective or narrative?
Yeah, I think I've been telling this right from the start of this interview. Destigmatizing, taking help from a counselor. I think I still face a lot of challenges explaining my clients. So, I get so many inquiry calls. Please tell us about your sessions. How do you take them? What are the timings? What are the, fees? How you're going to do it? How will this help me? They ask all of this like 100 questions about your sessions, and then they end up saying no many a times. uh, मैं पागल थोड़ी हूँ, why will I need this? um, I think I should deal with it myself, then I will think if I want to come for counseling. Many a times I do spend some time telling them that you don't have to be a pagal, and needing help from a counselor does not mean you're a mad person. What mental health is, what it is, why it is important, how this will help you to take care of yourself. Uh, Many a times, I don't know where this has come from, but many a times people feel once you go to a therapist, entire life will be roaming around them only. Okay, this is also one of the myths that I have heard. Many, I have to tell them that this is not true. You hardly come from many a times. Your problem is solved in just 2 sessions. You may take 4 sessions, you may take 10 sessions, you may take 15 sessions, but it doesn't go on for life. If somebody is telling you that they went to therapy and their sessions is going on for years and years, which means they are not learning things that they are supposed to learn. So it's actually on you how you're going to take things, how you're going to learn. So there's a lot of psycho education that goes on when I'm telling them about mental health. So these are a few causes, that the myths that I have to burst. the myths that I have to, challenge their thinking even when they are not in therapy sessions and they are not paying me. I still have to do that, and I'm happily doing that. And some people understand, some people don't, but it's okay. So
Yes.
these are a few causes I think any therapist has to face, especially during private practice. This is also one thing that happened or inspired me to have a private practice, because if you're working in a company, you don't know how many people are reaching out, and you don't know how many people are saying yes to therapy and no to therapy. Okay, and you don't get a chance to even explain them that why you should come. Okay, but when I am in private practice, everything is under my control and under my supervision. So even if the client is saying no, after asking like 10 questions to me about my therapy sessions and everything, I still explain them a few things on mental health. And on a good note, I tell them that it's okay if you don't want to join, like don't want to come for therapy. But these are a few things that you need to keep in mind. You don't have to feel that you're a mad person, or only if you are in depression you have to go, and if you are in depression your life is gone and things like that. I still psycho educate them even before they are going. So that is one plus point that I have when I am in private practice.
Yes, ma'am.
Of
Yeah.
course, ma'am. People are still very skeptical about when it comes to psychology and psychological training. I know people because I'm from BA personally, and I have my classmates who is majoring in psychology right now. So I've seen people are very skeptical, and it's very tough to you know uh, achieve that level of knowledge being a psychologist. So, ma'am, very last question we have for you is, what advice would you share to the people right now who are willing to have a career in psychology?
Hmm. Okay. See, currently, I'll be very honest. I don't want to discourage anybody. Uh, Psychology field is really great, and it is unexplored by many from the mass. Okay, it's still an upcoming field in India, in America and Scandinavian countries, and European countries, uh, Australia also for that matter. It's really growing and blooming like anything. But in India, it is still very like a bacha, like an infant in India. Okay, but yes, it's a very beautiful subject. It just not teaches you how to work uh, because you have to earn money or whatever. It teaches you about life. It teaches about you, about yourself and others. Before you even heal others, it helps you and teaches you how to heal yourself. So on personal note, it's really a beautiful subject. One should go for it if you are really interested in it. From financial perspective, yes, there might be a little struggle in the start, but 20 years, 10, I think 20 years भी बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. 10 years down the line, I feel this subject will be much more in demand. So even now it is in demand, but people don't want to pay for it. Many of them are like, free का है तो बता दो हम आ जाएंगे session के लिए. But not many want to pay for it. Like there are 10 people, only 2 or 3 will be ready to pay. Others would want it for free or at concessions. It's like that. But 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, the subject is really going to grow like really well. People are going to understand the importance of mental health, and they will be open to come for therapy, precisely because the generation that is coming now, uh, like people who are in their 35 and 40s plus are very conscious about mental health, but the ones in their 20s, they are very open about mental health. I have seen so many influencers talking about depression, talking about mental health, and it really makes me happy that this young influencers that are there on social media or anywhere else, they are at least open for the idea of counselors, therapists, mental health, and they talk about it. These people are going to be much more inclined towards and not be conscious for coming for therapy sessions. So I think in future this has more scope. Maybe not currently, but in future, yes, definitely. At least I have a very positive vision for this field. So yes, you might have a little financial struggle in the start, but it's not like it's impossible and you're never going to be growing financially, because finances is of course one of the most important part anybody looks up towards, so I it's always a thumbs up for me for people who want to learn therapy. Yeah, so I think yes, that's my message for the people who want to seek or learn about therapy.
The this entire industry is going to be booming in the next 10 years, as you said. It's for sure, because everyone's in need of therapy right now. Mental health, depression, anxiety, everything's going up the roof. So definitely, ma'am, this
It
will
is
be the
just
booming industry.
starting, yes, it is only during lockdown. As I said, for many people it was really bad, but it was also like a blessing because nobody was talking about anxiety or depression at such a major scale. It was only during lockdown that people have started talking about mental health.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Being cooped up in a house can do that to you. So this is definitely what we're
Yeah,
coming
totally.
forward. So, ma'am, thank you so much. That was the interview. Thank you so much for coming here and giving us your time. We really appreciate it. Ma'am, we'd
Thank
also
you for
like you
coming.
to give us a small thank you, ma'am. Of course, we'd be delighted to talk with you, and we were really looking forward to
Anytime,
it.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for reaching out to me. I was very happy when I got to know that ECell is doing something like this, and they have included mental health also in their magazine, which was really, really, amazing. I feel, at least मेरे time तक तो शायद नहीं होता था ऐसा कुछ, but this time if this is happening, I'm really happy about that.
Yes, ma'am. ESAL's first year, and we're going full fledged. And mental
Yes,
health is such an important topic. I'm sure this is going to
we
be the
can.
most viewed interview in the entire interview. I'm pretty
And
sure that it's
also, ma'am, you're gonna be amazed once the magazine is out because it's gonna be so beautiful and it's gonna be published anywhere. So we're just waiting,
yes,
to get it all together.
ma'am. Also,
Thank you, thank you.
we'd like you to give us a small social media shout out, because we're on Instagram and our page is newly developed right now. Ria will
Yes,
send you the link for it, and we also have our YouTube channel called ESAL KC College, and we've just started our YouTube channel as well. We'd love your support from anyone that you know, and to give us a shout out and like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for coming. We really
yes, ma'am.
appreciate you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much. It was great talking to you all.
Thank you. Same, ma'am.
Likewise,
Great talking
ma'am.
to you. Have a nice day.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye
Thank you.
bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.